I love that you said the first one's an easy question to answer. Derek really considers Ryan and Michelle co-writers on the film. He had a plan that he'd always wanted to execute. Michelle tells a great story, which is, she was, read the script in 2003. She loved the script. It was the script that it was her favorite script. She could never get out of her head. And then, she shows up on set, and Derek says, "Okay, that script that I wrote 12 years ago, that script's dead to me. If you do anything from that script, I'm going to be bored." It's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I think he always basically sort of set up, okay, there's a point A and a point B, and you have to get there. And there are a couple of great sort of examples from that. I mean, one is the scene where Ryan's playing the ukulele and Michelle's tap dancing. And that scene, basically, we had Derek gave the actors the entire night to shoot the scene, and we blocked off sort of an area that they could walk in, and they basically had no guidelines, and it was really the first night that they really got to just.
It's actually written in the script. It was an eighth of a page, and it was Dean and Cindy get off the bus and talk to each other.
Yeah.
It used to be 6 pages long, and the Bond company shut us down, so we rewrote it.
Right, exactly. That was Derek's trick to the Bond company. Was always, whenever they complained about the script being too long, he would just change it to that, and it worked very well. It's good advice. They somehow never noticed. But they basically walked, and they knew that there was this wedding store that they were supposed to sort of get into this part, and Ryan had always known that he could play the ukulele, and he had told Derek, and they had talked about it, and Michelle had always said, okay, I can tap dance, and that's their talent, but they never knew what each other's talent was, and so that whole scene, you're seeing it for the first time, that the same way we saw it for the first time. It's the first take. And I think that's why it's obviously one of the most beautiful scenes in the film. It's what we use as a trailer, and that sort of that improvisation where the scene was explained and we knew what was going to happen in the scene, but we just didn't really know the dialogue all the time. And the same can be said for the scene on the bridge. Do you want to tell the story so you can tell Derek's favorite part to tell?
So the scene on the bridge was very similar. Derek said to Ryan, whatever it takes, you do not tell Michelle. Whatever it takes, you've got to get this secret out of Michelle. Michelle has a secret, and you have to get the secret. You have to get the secret out of her. And then he said to Michelle, whatever it takes, you do not tell him your secret. You do not tell him your secret. I don't care. You don't tell him your secret.
It was like action.
Action. So hours go by, and the sun is setting, and they've been walking along the Manhattan Bridge for hours and hours. And then finally, Ryan climbs the bridge. No safety net, no insurance, no permit, and he's he gets as far over. Every time we watch the scene, it makes me want to shoot myself. It's so frightening. And he gets halfway over the bridge, and then finally she blurts out her secret, and as Derek always says, Jamie was far down the other end of the bridge and was a little heavier than he is now, and so he couldn't quite make it in order to shut us down or shut them down. And so they got the take, and that was the take, but it took sort of Derek wanted to push them right to the limit, and it took Ryan halfway over the bridge with no safety net. Literally, he's if you go back and watch the scene.
When you go buy a ticket on December 31st, you'll see Ryan literally taking his second foot and beginning to bring it over the bridge, and there's nothing.
That
there.
was very spontaneous, and definitely not in the script.
Yeah.
But then there was other stuff that is there are scenes that are written, and they say the dialogue, and so it's a combination of both. I think Derek always had this rule that no one was ever wrong. It was kind of you can say whatever you want, as long as if I want you to say or do something, you have to do it too. And that was kind of the rule of the movie, and it really worked, and there was a freedom and there was a trust there.